So I'm in Chicago, Sherm 18 in full effect. So this trip so far has been extremely interesting, to say the least. Every trip tends to be. I'm not quite sure what it is. I just think it's the whole, you know, traveling and the stress that comes along with that, and you know, leaving your home, and there's just so much going on. So I get to the airport. I guess that was the first thing. I get to the airport, and I think something I ate right before I got to the airport, I had some Chick-fil-A, really bothered my stomach. So I get to the airport, and I flew out of Trenton Mercer in Jersey, which is a teeny tiny airport. Certainly is not the Newarks or the LaGuardias of the world, or even Philadelphia, right? So tiny airport. Only Frontier is there now. There used to be a couple other airlines, and I get there an hour before my flight's supposed to take off, which I feel is plenty of time, and it is packed. I mean, it is packed to the gills. There's 2 flights leaving, one to Chicago, one to Orlando, and it is so packed. And so I'm standing in line waiting to check in, and I start to feel my stomach start to bubble, and I'm like, oh, what is going on? So I'm standing in line, I get through the line, and I'm like, okay, so I'm worried now because it's so packed I'm gonna miss my flight. And because of the fact that the line is literally snaking around and through this small little airport, I'm like, let me just go get in line, let me go take my bags, get in line, whatever. So I get in line, and I'm waiting there, and I'm standing there, and my stomach, I mean, guys, when I tell you I had the bubble guts, like it was nobody's business. And I know TMI, but still, this is important for this story. So I'm standing there in line, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. So I asked the guy in back that's behind me in line, I'm like, if I get out of line to go to the bathroom, can you please let me back in? Because by now, there's at least another 40 or 50 people behind me in line. Not to mention the 40 or 50 plus people that are in front of me. So he's like, yeah, sure, go to the bathroom, whatever. So I go to the bathroom, and get back. So I'm not gonna, you know, detail the whole bathroom trip, but get to the bathroom, go, I come back, the line hasn't moved, and I was in the bathroom for at least a good 10 minutes. The line has not moved an inch. So at this point I'm like, what the heck is going on? Didn't think we were going to get on. So anyway, luckily the line finally started moving, and I literally my stomach started roiling again, and I'm like, holy shit, what am I going to do? No pun intended. What am I going to do? Like, and I'm dying. Like, at this point I'm sweating, I feel nauseous, I think I'm going to throw up, like my stomach is bubbling, like I'm just hot. Like, it is the worst experience ever. And I'm standing in this line, and I'm trying to get to security, and, you know, just trying to like keep it together, you know, whatever. And then my bag gets pulled, because silly me, I took my laptop out, I took my cell phone out, forgot to take my iPad out of my purse. So my bag gets pulled. They pull the iPad out, they have to take it, put it in another basket or bin, take it back to the end of the line, put it back to the machine. Now by this point there's at least 4 or 5 people whose stuff is in front of me now, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm just standing there like trying not to shit myself, like Charlotte in Sex and the City. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm like dying, I'm dying. So anyway, finally my bag comes through, I'm all good. But now I realize there's really nobody left in the airport, because that took a while, and they're calling last call for my flight, and there's like nobody left in the airport. So I'm like, holy shit, again, no pun intended, I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm afraid if I go, I'm gonna miss my flight. Luckily the guy at the counter was like, look, we're missing a couple people, go ahead and go. So anyway, got on the plane, all is good. Whew, right? So luckily my stomach starts to come down a bit. So I get on the plane, and then I realize, well, first of all, let me just say, I paid for priority boarding. That was a waste of money, because in Trenton Mercer, everybody boards at the same time, essentially. Unless you get there like early, or it's not really busy or whatever. But the way they did it, everybody boards at the same time. Now on the way back, it'll probably be worthwhile, because I'm coming out of Chicago O'Hare, so I'm sure it'll be beneficial, but it was not coming here. So then I get on the plane, and I realize I'm surrounded by children. There are minions everywhere. There's some in front of me. There's some to the side of me. There's some behind me. Okay. There are literally, I lie to you not, there are literally at least 10 children under the age of 7. So, put my headphones in. I'm like, great. I'll just listen to this music that I downloaded for offline listening on Tidal. Honey. I don't know what happened. I just updated my phone not too long ago. None of my music was downloaded. So, all I could do was sit there and read and listen to screaming and kicking and babies like messing with the seat rest and pushing up and down and the window thing and pulling it up and down and just loud and jumping up and down the seats, climbing over seats, just it was chaotic. Now, what I will say is this. Sorry, my phone charger came out. What I will say is this. As we started to land the plane, not we, like I was up there like flying the plane or nothing like that, not we. But as the plane started to land, I noticed that there was a bunch of commotion coming from behind and to the right of me. There's at least 3 flight attendants, and I'm hearing kind of some loud noises. I'm hearing screaming, but there have been kids screaming the whole flight, so I didn't see that being out of the norm. So I look over at what's going on, and the guy that's sitting across the aisle from me is being really boisterous and really loud, like cursing, like, sit her the fuck down, and you need to like pull her down and strap her in and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm looking, and what it turns out is happening is there is a little girl, she's probably about 2 or 3. She's having a full-on meltdown in the seat. She wants to be in her mommy's lap. She doesn't want to sit in the seat, but of course, airline regulations, she has to sit down and she has to be seatbelt. She has to be buckled in her seatbelt. She's not having any of this, y'all. When I tell you she was not having not one lick of what was happening, she was not having it. She was in just like full on, I don't care who looks or who hears, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs mode. And so the mom, and I felt so much, like my heart broke for her. Like literally my heart broke for her. And everybody is being nasty, like looking at her and giving her side eye and yelling at her and like telling her what she should be doing. And look, I get it. I cringe when I see kids on the flight. I don't like to hear the screaming and the crying. I don't like the kicking and the messing with shit, and like so I get it. But I just looked at this mom, and I'm a mom, and I'm starting to get choked up. And I will tell you, if I could have at that moment gotten out of my seat and done something that would have taken some of the stress and the pressure off of her, that would have made her feel like she wasn't completely and utterly alone in that plane, I would have. She looked so stressed and so frazzled, and all she wanted to do was console her child, and she couldn't. And the child wasn't behaving, and it was a heart-wrenching scene to watch. And finally, she got the child to sit down for a good 5 minutes, still screaming, still crying, completely wet face, tears streaming down this baby's face. And then the minute the plane landed, the mother unbuckled the baby and picked the baby up, and the baby immediately stopped crying. She was fine. You know, she just wanted her mom. But it just kind of made me think about like how it's so easy to judge other people. And it's so easy when you're not in their shoes and you're not in that particular situation to tell people what they should or should not do. And it's interesting because me and my husband were just talking about that earlier today. We were talking about how it is being a parent and how it's not easy, you know, and how sometimes you do things in the moment just to get by. Because we were in Target and this mom was like, and look, I mean, other moms out there, you know mom voice. She was mom voicing her kid and telling the child what they were in the store for. Look, we're just getting a few things. I just have to go over here really quick and pick up this, and then we're gonna go and I'll get you something to eat. You know, mom voicing. And me and my husband looked at each other and we were like, we've been there, we've done this, you know, and as parents, you know, it's not hard to relate to another parent. And so, you know, I say all that to say, and I'm at the 10-minute mark, and this is not where this video was supposed to be going, but just, you know, sometimes think about that for a moment. Think about that, take a moment, be kind. You know, love other people, right? I think in this day and age, especially with everything that's going on in the world, having a little humanity towards other people goes a long way. And I think as a society, as a country, as people, we could all use a little more humanity. So anyway, so that was my experience on the plane. So then, and I'm going to have to try to wrap this up really quickly. So then I get out of the plane, I see a store, I'm like thirsty, I'm like, I want something to drink, I want some snacks for the room, I don't know my situation. So I go into the store and I grab a couple things. I grab like bottled water, bottled orange juice, I grab some almonds and some like crackers or whatever. So I get to the line, the guy was like, well, these almonds are like 18 bucks. You want? I was like, oh, hell no. I ain't paying 18 bucks for like a 6-ounce or 8-ounce bag of almonds. Are you absolutely out of your fucking mind? So no, put those back. It was bad enough that the water was $5 and the orange juice was like $4 and whatever. But I paid for my stuff because I was like, look, I don't know my situation again. I don't know where I'm going. I'm about to go get this lift. So let me just get this stuff now while I'm here. So I'm like, okay. He brings up everything. He starts to hand me my stuff. And I'm like, can I have a bag, please? And he was like, oh, that's 7 cents. And see, hold up, y'all. Because I thought he was joking. I was like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, no, can I get a bag? And he was like, that'll be 7 cents. And I was like, what? So you mean to tell me I just spent all this money in here? Now, granted, it wasn't all this money. It was like 13 bucks. But that's beside the point. I'm like, I spent all this money in this store, bought these things from your establishment, and I can't get a bag? Really? Here's my 7 cents. Give me the damn bag. Let me go on about my business. Y'all, Chicago, really? You selling the bags? Like, y'all gas ain't high enough. It's like $4. I'm so glad I ain't driving out here. Shit, New Yorkers, I thought y'all had it bad. Chicago got y'all either beat or y'all got some stiff competition going on. But anyway, so I get in my lift. Cool chick, nice music, ice cold air. I was happy, whatever. Now, y'all, I'm staying in an Airbnb. And let me tell you, I've never done Airbnb before. I like my hotels. I like my amenities. I like my privacy, right? Because I don't want to be all up in anybody's face and all up in anybody, all up in my business, whatever. But Chicago, I should have known something when I booked this room. Not this room that I'm in, but when I started to look for a hotel to book for the conference, I should have known something then. Because rooms were going for like $300-400 a night. Now I'm here for 5 nights. I'm sorry, but that ain't flying. The cheapest I found for a decent room for the week, for the 5 nights, was like $1,500-1,600. Y'all, look, I'm good, but I ain't that good, okay? So anyway, so I looked and I found this Airbnb. A lot of people said, you know, they're good, nice options, whatever. So I was like, cool. Guy had animals. I love animals. You don't know. I got a dog. I got 2 cats. So I was good with that. He has 2 dogs and 1 cat. So I was like, okay, we good. Chickens in the backyard. There's like a little farm out front. Like fresh eggs in the morning, whatever. So I was like, cool. This is going to be nice. I'm all right. So I'm like, cool. So I get here. And I ain't going to lie. The room is nice. The house is nice. It is nice. They're going through some things in terms of renovations and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not 100% up to par. But you know what? It's not bad. So I'm going to give y'all a little tour of my room. So, this is the room, y'all. Let me turn y'all around. Let me see. Can I turn y'all around? No. So I'm going to have to turn the phone around. So, little window air conditioner. I had to turn that shit on the minute I got in here because, Lord, let me tell you, it is hot and humid. So, anyway, don't mind the mess. My stuff's all over the place. So, but it is a nice little room, right? So my bed, I got my snacks ready, my book ready, my hair cap ready, because you know you got to cover your hair. So anyway, but yeah, this is the room. And then when I come back after the long day at conference, I will sit at this desk and I will write, or I will take videos or whatever, because I plan to keep y'all completely abreast of all of the fantastical activities that take place at SHRM 18. So anyway, this is my first night here in Chicago. I was gonna go out. I was really hungry. I wanted something to eat, but I didn't get here until like after 10 o'clock, and it's somebody's house, so it's not like I'm at a hotel. I didn't think it would be polite of me to leave the house after I feel like a freaking like under 8. Wow, y'all, I feel like I'm back in my parents' house. Like I'm under 18. I was like, yo, I didn't think it was okay to leave the house like after a certain hour and come in late and shit like that. I got keys, but I was like, that's gonna be rude and disrespectful. So I just stayed in, right? Like I had my crackers, thank God. I bought a snack, right? But I'm like, damn, now that I think about that shit, I don't know how the rest of this week gonna go, because I got some things planned and I don't plan on being in before midnight on not a one of these nights. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. So I'll keep y'all posted, but it's not bad. I mean, the owners are a little kooky, but you know what? It's not. Look, they greeted me with a nice cup of tea. I'm good, y'all. So I will keep y'all posted on SHRM 18 live and direct from Chicago. Have a good night. Talk to y'all later. Peace.